So here we are with Stadia now over 2 years old, and with 2021 now in the rearview mirror, it's really time to take a look at games coming in the early year, namely games coming in January and February, and we have some awesome titles, including one awesome AAA game that I've been looking forward to since I first heard of its existence next month. We'll also cover the games that I think are coming as stealth drops. I have gotten a game right every single month now for a while. You're going to want to watch out for that. Also, the next set of pro titles. All that in this video. Make sure you guys subscribe for future content about Stadia like this. Also, enjoy today's sponsor of this video. So have you ever wanted to play newly unreleased games for free before everyone else, test them out for developers, and earn cool stuff just by simply playing games and giving a review? Well, I got the thing for you with G-Round. With G-Round, you simply sign up, play your choice of 2 free games that update every Thursday, and you leave your absolute honest review for the developers to improve their titles, all the while you earn G-Points currency for doing so. Head on over to the G-Round store, then you buy some sweet swag. Simply check the links below to get G-Round access, and doing so supports this channel greatly. So January is starting off with 5 new pro games joining the lineup. None of the titles are new to Stadia, but nonetheless are solid additions, starting with, of course, Darksiders 3. Released back at the end of 2018, it has you playing as Fury, the most enigmatic of the 4 horsemen, and of course she'll be bringing in balance to the forces that now ravage Earth. The game's combat is absolutely the highlight here, a hack and slash adventure where the fluid combat will draw you in. The game doesn't have as much acclaim as the previous iterations, but it's still very well liked among users and fans of the Darksiders franchise. Now, jumping to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, this is a side-scrolling Metroidvania, and while I'm personally not a fan of the genre myself, and I haven't dived into this one yet, it is one of the more popular indie titles of the past few years. Exploration's a big focus with this one, fighting demons, and it does feature a unique art style. This is a game that I don't think you should sleep on when it does arrive on Stadia Pro. Then we have Darkside Detective, a Fumble in the dark. This released back in April of 2021, and it has garnered lots of positive user reviews since it has come out. And here you play as Detective McQueen as he puzzles his way through 6 chilling cases. This franchise really has started to make a name for itself for its quirky and funny stories, all the while giving you memorable gaming experiences. This is a game you certainly don't want to judge by its cover. DreamWorks A Dragon Dawn of the New Riders. This is a game I have personally played quite a bit. Features very simple but fun puzzles. Combat's also very simple but fun as well. It does largely have emphasis for a younger crowd, but you can get into it yourself as well. Really have some fun with this one and enjoy a nice little story. The game's obviously not going to blow you away, but it is a fun title for all ages and one that I do typically recommend for most families. Finally, rounding out the pro games for January, we have Shantae's Risky Revenge. Not really much to say on this one other than the fact that if you decide to get in this one, you're going to have some fun with some retro platforming goodness. The Shantae titles are all classics at this point, and really all of them have been well loved over the years. With that, guys, let's go ahead now and jump into the first game I'm covering today. This is a bit of an odd one as it's technically not a game that's releasing, but I think this one's noteworthy enough to mention here, and that is that PUBG is going free to play on January 12th. If you haven't owned or ever bought PUBG, or you don't have it with Stadia Pro, you're soon going to have access to a pretty largely forgotten battle royale on Stadia. I tend to forget this is on Stadia, honestly, but that's because of the paid nature of it. But soon this will be free to play for all Stadia users, and I've had nothing but fun with this one when I have played it. But sadly, they did take away the keyboard and mouse support on Stadia, so I probably won't be diving into this one, but this is still a solid title. Does have full cross-play, so you're always going to get games. So jumping into our next game, and this is a game that I've been waiting for almost a year now. This was set to release back in the late summer, but got delayed, and now on January 20th, Rainbow Six Extraction is a game that's going to be launching and should be on your radar. It's a 1 to 3 player tactical co-op FPS that has you working together to take out a common enemy and lethal threat. The game features tons of operators with different abilities and loadouts. You're going to have your role within the team to tackle any given situation. The game's also available for pre-order on the Stadia store for a cool $39.99. But if you don't want to buy this, you will have access via Ubisoft Plus. Not only that, but Rainbow Six Extraction is set to feature full crossplay with cross-save with PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, as well as PC. So if you have friends who are even on older consoles, you can even jump in and play with them. My only worry with this title will be the replayability, but hopefully content updates and support will be coming for a long while. The only thing left for me really is to scream like a schoolgirl if this game happens to have any Stadia features. Stream Connect or even crowd play would be huge for this one, and Stream Connect would make the Stadia version of Rainbow Six Extraction really be a top destination to play this title. I am super stoked for this one. The gameplay looks fantastic, and either way guys, I'm excited if you can't tell, and I'll be looking forward to this one later in January. So Life is Strange Before the Storm Remastered and Life is Strange Remastered are both set to come February 1st, with both titles set to be part of Stadia Pro, making February's Pro lineup already pretty darn good. If you don't know about Life is Strange, these are incredible stories. They're movie-like games having you make choices. You can rewind time to change the course of events, and you have a game here with multiple endings based on the choices that you make. I've actually had the pleasure of diving into the first title back in 2015 when it launched. The game since has now over 150,000 overwhelmingly positive user reviews, so you guys know it's a quality game. But not just that, it's the remastered version of those original titles with enhanced visuals, vastly improved animations using mocap technology. Personally guys, to say I'm looking forward to these on Stadia Pro would be an understatement, and February 1st is the date to mark down to enjoy these titles. So Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires is set to not only bring the familiar theme we've come to love, like that one versus thousands of soldiers, but also the intricacy of country conquering simulation. Things like a politics system where the choices and interactions between your officers determines the strength and foundation of your force, and even as you play as the player, you can take on the experience of any of those several lifestyles of playing as a ruler, a general, or even an unaffiliated officer. It's a fascinating take into a long-running series. It's one that I really didn't have on my radar until I heard it was coming to Stadia. The good thing is we won't have to wait too long for this one, as it does arrive on February 15th. Finally guys, as we always do, let's go ahead and take our guesses of which surprise titles we're going to see in the coming weeks and months as surprise drops. And I'm going to start this again with one of the top games that I'm personally anticipating in World War Z. This is a co-op zombie shooter that is much loved, will feature full crossplay, and I'm huge on games that feature zombies, so I'll be anticipating this one from when this video launches to sometime in late February if it gets that far. Then we have quite a few other titles that could come pretty much at any point. Fire Commander, this is a game dubbed as coming soon to Stadia, could launch and would be an interesting title as putting out fires sounds like fun. Death Carnival's a game that has seen some new trailers for PvP on this one. This one I think is going to be coming soon. Of course, I could be wrong, and that's just my guess. Could we see finally the rest of the Mafia titles on Stadia? Lord knows I can never go a video without guessing a Mafia game. Recently, the Far Cry titles have been rated in Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon, Primal, and the number 4. These might even release before January, but they should be hitting the Stadia store pretty much any single day now. We also got the Jackbox party games recently. Could we continue to see the rest of the titles like 4 and 5? They seem to be releasing these backwards, and I think that's pretty funny. And honestly, there's a lot of other titles that I actually want to include on this list, but I could probably be here all day, as stealth drops have kind of become the norm on Stadia, and I fully anticipate that we should easily see more than 100 games releasing in 2022, and honestly I'm hoping for a lot more than that, but we'll see. The beginning of the year is typically the slowest, but even despite that, some big games are still coming this way. Let me know which games on this list you guys are looking forward to the most, and which games you guys predict are coming. I'm Sunny, and as always, I'll see you guys in the clouds.